Good morning, people. Let's see if this mic is working. Uh, Check. Yep, got the right mic going. Good morning, people. It is Tuesday. Aren't we having fun? I'm still trying to wake up and get my coffee in me. As y'all can see, I got these 3 lines done last night. Um, now I'm going to work on the line that I am on right now with the cars. If they work with me this morning. Oh, I can pull this on the outer line because the one that I will be running today is on the outer line. I hope everybody had a good evening last night. Tom had a good show last night. Oh. Okay, now. Morning, Lee. Morning, Joe. How you feeling, brother? I'm worried about you, Joe. Uh, you doing okay this morning? But as you can see, I did get all of the yard painted yesterday. This is glued down. These are all glued down. I'm going to work on replacing the tie, the ties in this area and getting this painted up today. Man, that massive nightmare in this area here. Cleaning up the basement. Whoop, whoop. You gonna run some trains today, Bubba? It's been a while. Okay. Let's keep firing these up. Okay. Where's my engine at? Better yet, where is my controller at? Have you ever had one of them days? There it is. Okay. Oh. Yeah, I seen that where you posted on his running his on his camera. I'm glad. I am so glad that they found his package and it is being shipped today. I gotta make sure the switches are set up. Because that would have definitely been a expensive boo-boo. Oh, last night I did a little op session. I brought this line down onto this one and dropped off 3 box cars and 2 grain cars for the silos here. And then the switcher come up and grabbed them and poured them into the yard. Everything seemed to run smooth. Everything, that's a lot of track to paint. A whole lot of track. Hey Lee, this is why I'm not able to communicate with nobody as far as inside my room. This is the kind of plug that my headphones take. My earbuds. And get out, you're not in here. You know better. That was my cat trying to come back in. Oh, he ain't allowed back in this room. Oh, I don't want no HP assist. Lee, how are you doing this afternoon? I know it's morning here, but it's afternoon over there. I'm catching up with it. Oh, there's me snips. Here's some track. Yeah, there's some brush I used last night. I'm on my 3rd brush as far as destroying them. Painting track. I got an old bunch of old cheap brushes that we've accumulated over the years, from like Walmart, Dollar Store. Those are the brushes you want to use for this. The cheaper they are, the better they are for this kind of work. But the earbud, the connector that he brought home last night, it mounted into the earbud or into the laptop for the jack, but it wouldn't mount. It was a different kind of connector on the end of it. Maybe I'll have my wife just pick me up a set of cheap earbuds. Oh, what was I going to do? Oh, I'll be back. I gotta go get more track. Talk among yourself. I'll be right back. Oh, okay. I found my little container of what knots and whose knots. All my extra track pieces. This should get me going. I'll throw that in for good luck. I am enjoying a cup of coffee right now. I apologize, but that right there is good stuff. Good cup of joe. Oh, ah, boy, tell me if that wouldn't be a good paddle. Whoa! I'm gonna light you up. Okay, I need a total of a lot. Well, one thing, I don't have Opie Taylor song on my mind this morning. Definitely, you gotta have the lights. Definitely gotta have the lights. Yeah, me and the wife, we went back there and watched, they're showing, oh, they're showing better Halloween movies now than they did at Halloween. And it don't make no sense because Halloween's over and they're still showing shows. I knew I forgot something this morning. Lordy be. Okay, hey Joe, I need you to walk in front of the camera for a minute. Because this is for you. You want to type in okay when you get in front of your camera or your monitor. Well, that's a bad problem when you got big ears. You got to tuck them up under stuff. I know my buddy Joe's been in an ucky kind of mood because he lost a very good friend yesterday morning, and my prayers and thoughts have been going out with him all night. But if he'd ever walk over and say yes, I'd show you. But I ain't showing it until he shows up. My wife thinks I should be committed for what I'm about to do. And no, you ain't seeing it until it's time. Oh, almost gave it away. Woo! That was close. You almost got me. Yeah, I enjoy myself. Sometimes too much. Excuse me. Oh, where'd I put my tweezers? Oh, Joe. Okay, them two there. Does Jack still having internet problems? I know he was having issues. Okay, are you here? Okay, Joe. Let me see if I can do this without screwing it up first. There you go, Joe. I'm working on the farm. Here, I'll put it on like this. Goomer Bo! Hi, Opie. Power shut off. I hope this brought a little smile to your face, brother. Okay, now where's my hat? Oh, you can't have fun, why? There. Okay, now back to the regular scheduled program. Oh, I hate when power. You mean your house power flickered off? That ain't good. Like I said, I've been worried about you, brother. It's hard when you lose somebody that's close. I mean, my son is not biologically mine. Oh, Jack lost train power. Oh man, that ain't good. Um, he's not my biological son. He's my stepson. But his best friend, his dad was my best friend. And yeah, him and my best friend Gary. This is Jerry Springer show. when me and my wife first met, uh, Gary asked me if I could get on Facebook and accept Melinda as a friend for one of her quests in Facebook games. So, yeah, okay. I don't play it, but I'll accept it, and that way she can get her quest done and all that. But when I seen her pictures, like, whoa, wait a minute here. So before I acted on my manly instincts, I'm looking for my little screwdriver. I asked my best friend Gary. I asked him. I says, "Do you mind if I take Melinda out for dinner?" Come on, get in there. Come on. He said, "Yeah, go ahead." He says, when they got a divorce, they separated as friends. Nothing else, nothing more. Well, I, if he'd have said no, I'd abide by it. But he said, go for it. So I took her out. We had dinner. We had a good time. Neither one of us drank. Neither one of us partied. And it was like, so a couple months went by, and I asked my best friend Gary. I said, "Do you mind if I date Melinda? Because that means he would be seeing more of her and all that stuff." He said, "No, she needs a good man in her life." So we dated for about a year and got married. We've been married now going on 10 years. Well, it's 10 years. We've been together 11. And when my best friend passed away, he lost his fight with cancer. Um, I told him straight out that his grandson and son would never have to worry about a place to live. They always have a roof over their head, and the grandbaby would be taken care of. And that brings us up to today. My grandson is a straight A student. My stepson works full time, raises his son, takes care of his kids. And I'm proud of him for doing that, because most men don't. At least down here. Down here, they'd rather have the grandparents raise their kids, and that way they can go out partying. Just remember, when you're replacing ties, those little tips on the side that hold the track in, clip them off and just barely buff them. And I mean barely, barely buff them, because it's got wood grain on it, and you don't want to really sand it away. And that way, when you do stress out after you get it painted and you start weathering, you'll be able to see those wood grains. I know on camera it's hard to see them, but they're there. More off of that one. Wonder if Jerry gonna be able to catch anything today. You really don't want to crowd them. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to crowd yours, because if you get them too crowded, it looks like it's nasty, and I'm not looking forward to painting these switches. Oh, excuse me. I happened to look over and the engine's sitting there. You got a dirty track over there. When it goes by, I'll clean it. I'm gonna be doing this in my sleep. Oh, where am I? Here we go. I'm in Man, West Virginia. Where are you at? Get her done. Well, that ain't a good sound. Not too, not easy, but they just slide in there perfect. Oh, wow. Ba, 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 ba. I'm loving it. Oh, yeah, sometimes software can be fun when it don't want to work right. Who do you use for your editing software there, Lee? I use DaVinci. I was using Come on, fingers. That little fingers. Boy, that looks so much better when ties are in. Okay, that puts me to there. And I still got to do all that. But this is what makes it look good. When you take your time and do it like this, fill the ties in and weather them. Of course, I'll be doing this until I'm 95. You can figure I got to do this every 3 feet, except for where there's a switch. Then you got to do it. I got to take care of that real fast. Where am I? Right here. Because when you slide these ties underneath these rails, you definitely don't want it to raise that rail up any. Okay. Where am I standing at? In the train room. I hate that song, that commercial. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm like, when you do these, when you do your blocks, you got to, when you do a block, you got to cut your track. Mine is, you got to give it enough gap. Come on, baby. Come on, baby girl. Well, good morning, John. How you doing, brother? Yeah, because you do not want these to lift up when you slide the track underneath. You want it nice and to where these don't move, because if you get a hump, you're defeating the purpose as far as if you get a hump, you can have a uncoupling. Because one car will go over it, the other one will go over it, and it'll be like this. But you just want them nice and purdy in there. Purdy. And John, you're just in time for the nut show. I hope everybody's having a good morning, a safe morning. And how's the weather over your way, John? I've been listening to the scanner this morning, man. I can't understand why. I mean, I can't comprehend it, tell you the truth. The ODs that are happening, they, since this morning, I have heard 3 calls for OD patients. And it's sad. It's young kids. Real sad. Okay, I got to move this one out of the way. Oh, I knew I hit that one. Don't know why I didn't fix it while I was there. Okay. Here we go again. I got to push these out of the way because this is where I'm headed into working. Beautiful sunshine. Oh, I can't wait till it hits. Ooh. As far as I can go. That's all I need. I can't wait till it gets back up in the 60s. They say those we're supposed to get up in the upper six or mid 60s this week. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, they say we're supposed to be up in the mid 60s this week, which I wish they'd hurry up. Man, I love it when they just slide right in there. Beautiful. See, I'll separate that because that don't look right. But I appreciate y'all stopping in and spending your Tuesday morning with me here at the Nut Farm. I love it. 70. Man, y'all got me jealous now. It was like 30, 33. And then, like I said, by the time it hits, what time is it here? It is 11:10. Yeah, it should be warming up outside by now. The bad thing about it, I've got a mountain in front of me, in front of the house here. Of course, if you've seen the pictures that I take, that's the mountain I was talking about. In the wintertime, the sun goes, there's that piece of metal. The sun goes around that mountain. I gotta be careful because there's feeder wires here. And in the summertime, the sun is right here on the house all day long. But in the winter time, it gets like from 11 to 3, somewhere through there. I have sun on the full coverage sun from 11 to 3, but after 3 o'clock, it goes to shade. And when the shade goes down, it gets nippy here. And now with this change, with the time change and everything, it's just, whew. It gets darker earlier. And gets colder earlier. And I do mean 65 right now. Let me see. Well, it's 61 here. It must be a bad night. It's gonna be down in the low 40s. We're at 60 in Akron. Guess you can't complain too much about it. Yeah, I do get outside much. I get outside all the time. Oh, okay, that line's done. I got to do this area. And then go fishing. The fun part. But I've got everything painted, what you see from here on the main line, all the way over to the lift up, and all the tires replaced from here to the lift up. Why, I lied, right here and here. From here, that way. They are replaced and a lot of work. A lot. $33. Yeah, I understand that. I mean, of course, being in the southern part of West Virginia, you'd think I'd get more of the Virginia weather, you know? But no, we get the southern or the northern weather. Of course, we could be up in Cleveland on the snow belt. Excuse me. swig of my coffee. I went down the wrong pipe. Whew. Oh, that's rough. But I talked to my mom this morning up in Akron, and she says it's pretty decent up there. Man, that is rough on the pipes. Oh, well, that'll wake your lungs up in the morning. Have coffee go down into them. I did that the other night. I was video gaming, and they were talking about something, and I took a swig of my pop. And if you want to have something hurt, have mellow yellow come up through your nose. Lag issues, spike issues. Well, I'm glad I can entertain you guys while you're working. Hi, this is Hillbilly Railroad. Today's show is, has somebody else laid your track? Well, I don't know if Jack Jack's engine's ever going to get a rest. He said he ran it on his layout for a year. At this speed. Looks faster on camera though. That's what's wild. At least on mine it does. And my mom was telling me something about a school bus that was involved in an accident this morning in Pennsylvania. And I was trying to find it on our local area, you know, see if they heard anything, see if anybody was hurt. Well, that's pretty bad when you can't remember where you're working at. Okay. I guess we'll go here. Whew. That's one thing I hate is see little babies get hurt. That is my biggest pet peeve in the world. Huh, you doorknob? I told you this little crate here has everything in it. I even got a tire. That's for a model I'm working on. I've been looking for that. It's for 1914 Model A. That was a spare tire on the back of it. '14, we took a little trip. Oh, I don't need to start that. Bad enough, I got that Opie Taylor song in my head again. Whistling. Lord. Oh, I gotta cut that one. La, 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 la. I guess Opie Taylor is better than the Christmas songs. Okay, that is taken care of. Now, once I paint them, the paint will help hold them in place until we get it ballasted and glued. Put some in here and some in here. But first, I gotta get me a cup of coffee. Is everybody okay? Bushkill Creek. That ain't a good name for a creek. Especially when a school bus goes over it. Man, that's gotta make you worry about kids, you know, and the drivers. But I'll be right back. I'm gonna get me 8 kids, and the bus drivers were hurt, taken to the hospital. Minor injuries. That's a good thing. That is awesome. Minor injuries, but I hate to see that kids get hurt anyways. No kidding. I remember you talking about that, Joe. Thank God no kids were on the bus. 45. That's crazy. Oh. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, back to the regular scheduled program. What are y'all watching? Man, I'm a coffee drinking fool. I don't, I guess it puts me on an even key because when I'm hyper, and they say that if you drink something that has caffeine and you're hyper, it's supposed to kind of counteract the edge. But sometimes I think it works in with my body. Oh, I just, I asked the wife if she was going down to the grandkids' school Thursday, or Wednesday, excuse me, Wednesday. It's Thursday, there's no school. They, for the veterans program that the kids have. And she, I wish you would forget about, I thought you forget about that. No. My baby served just right along with all the rest of them. I thank her and everybody else that has made it possible for us doing this right here. Being able to do what we want to do, when we want to do it, and how we want to do it. And if any of my brothers are vets, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And back when I was in, back when I turned 18, you had to sign up automatically, register and all that. Well, I signed up for military. You know, I went up to Cleveland. I took the test. I passed it. Went up to do my physical, and I'm flat-footed. And they told at the time they was not accepting anybody that was flat-footed because a flat-footed person cannot run fast enough. And I looked straight at that doctor and I says, I don't have to run. I'll have an M16 in my hand. Which is true. You got a gun in your hand, why are you gonna run? And so I got denied through the Army, and I went back. I took the Marines test. I passed it, and I went up to Cleveland for my physical again. Same friggin' doctor. He said, boy, you're a persistent little shit, aren't you? I said, no, I want to serve my country just like my dad did, my uncles, everybody else that served their time. No. And son, sorry. We can't allow a flat-footed person in the Army because you can't run. I said, okay. But I tried Air Force, Marines, and Army. I'm not much for getting out in the middle of the sea and not seeing any kind of land. I don't get seasick, but I like seeing land when I'm on water. Joe, I mean, I appreciate it through the bottom of my heart, man. Thank you for doing what you did back when you did it. Because like I said, we would not be doing what we're doing today with our trains, being able to walk outside and take a fresh breath of air, anything like that. And it's because of what my father did, your father did, you did, my wife. And there's some countries you can't go outside without getting protested at. And that's what's really sad. People just don't realize how good we have it when they're trying to screw it up. It just don't make no sense. But I'm gonna see if I can spin you around here for a minute and drop you down a little bit. Let me see. There you are. Okay, right here. And I know you're saying, how did you get it to do it in the curve? Let me straighten you up a little bit. Right here, here, there, and there. Here and here. I have isolated cuts. Now this track right through here is literally wood glued down from here to here. That way the track don't move. And I put a good enough gap in there to where it would, well, not good enough, but for contract, you know, where they expand and everything. And then on this line, right here, I have those insulated sleeves for this line. So everything on from here back that way is one power. This is all one power district up to the lift out. The lift out up to the other drop down is one. And then you have all your I've got 4 districts so far. I don't have the fourth one wired up to the PM42 because it's not here. I'm standing where my peninsula is. Welcome back, Lee. But they once I get it built, wired, I'll add the plugs, the wires to the PM42. But it's slowly going. Where are we going? We're going to Wally World. I ain't never in my life, dudes, honest, and you guys are gonna laugh. When I first moved down here in West Virginia, Everybody says they were going to Wally World, you know. Well, cool, I'm game. Well, I thought I hit that switch. So we load up in the car, you know, we're going down the road, and I'm asking her, what's Wally World like? And they kept giggling. Yeah, bite me, people. We pulled up Walmart's parking lot, and I thought, oh my God, this is Wally World. What is this world coming to? But now I know what they mean by Wally World. Yeah, growing up, we was at when I removed asbestos, we made good money. And I had like 5 friends that worked with me. We went to school together, we worked together, and we was at a bar. Well, they were at the bar, and they called me up. They were too drunk to drive. So, me being a non-drinker, I gave my buddies a ride home and everything like that. And next day, we all get together and let's take a road trip. I said, okay, let's go. I had a 72 Buick Skylark GS. Beautiful ride. And we decided to take that. And we got on 77 North, and we just went. We finally stopped at a place. It said there was a sign that said, "Welcome to New York, New York." I'm thinking, man, I hope we don't have a flat, because I had the locks on the rims, and the locks were in my top drawer of my dresser at home. Ow. But it was funny. When we was up there, they good food. There's no doubt in my mind, good subs. But where we was at, they were sweeping the sidewalks off in front of the businesses and out into the street. And then the street cleaners was coming by, and you figure it'd be picking it up. But in reality, it was shoving it back up on the sidewalk. That power broom on the side, it was just kicking all the garbage back up on the sidewalk. Here comes, I sit there and watch that for about an hour. It was fun, job security, I guess. Okay, that was done. That's done over here. I ain't never seen nothing like that in my life. Pushing it out and sweeping it back out in the street, and street cleaners shoving it back up on the sidewalk. Yeah, I entertain myself a lot by talking to myself. pause while the wife will look in here and see if I'm alive. Get this in here because the choo-choo train. Because she'll hear me talking and she'll peek through the door. Okay, I was wondering if you're streaming. Sometimes I'm not streaming. But that's the only way I get a good conversation going. I'm always right. I'm gonna try something. There, there. I don't know if this is gonna work. Probably not, no my luck. I'll probably have a derailment or a short, or it just won't work. Yep, dirty switch. I ain't using no glue, so probably oils off my hand. I just wanted to see if it'd do it. Cool, they did it. And I've gotten a habit of putting all the switches back in the straight position. That way I don't have a boo-boo. I my back room where I do all my builds and stuff. I'll probably be back there tomorrow. I found some old metal roofs off an old kit that I think would work perfect for the roof for this. I've got to trace the pattern out on the one of the roofs so I can cut it out to where it fits the shape of the silos. Hardiness. And then I found another piece of an old building that I want to add to the front of it to support the roof. But I don't think it'll look too bad once I'm done. But I'll be back there tomorrow at noon. There's that coffee. Cool. I'll be back there tomorrow at noon to work on it. Which tonight I'll take and cut the roof off, and get the dimensions for the roof cut out on the silos. And then we'll build it tomorrow. I'll get everything prepped for today or tomorrow. And we'll see if we can build a concrete silo. Should be interesting, no doubt about that. But I'll make a little short note tonight and post it. Let everybody know that I'll be back Wednesday, 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. and we'll all have fun. I'm looking for my paint right now. Not this bottle. This one's empty. Ah. Ooh, found it. That, I need that, need that, and I need that. Okay, there you go, Joe. There's some equipment. You can start painting. You say, no, you done did this route. Okay, let me see if I can do this. There we go. That wasn't too bad, was it? Excuse me. I took a mic stand and for a snowball mic, and I don't like a camera that sits here, and you got to be here. And I was trying to think, how can I do this? And I seen that microphone. Well, here, I'll show you real fast. If I can spin this around without destroying everything, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Oh, I'll use the camera on the laptop. Oh God, I kicked it. To show you what I'm talking about. If it there, okay. That is a microphone stand. Okay. I'll turn it sideways, see how it's not like that. This is a paintbrush holding a camera in the microphone stand. I'm able to pivot, raise, lower, get tangled up, anywhere I want to go. And the reason that my voice makes the speaker crack is because the speaker is right there. The mic that I'm using on that one. And then that's what you see when I'm trying to set this mic in place, or this camera in place. If I'd stop kicking it. But that's how I do my, and the light above it is a trouble light that you work in your garage with, or underneath the house, or the lights that I want to get for this room, I haven't found a set that I liked yet. You know, a lot of them were ugly. And I don't want to do track lighting. I don't want to do track lighting because I'm not in the 70s. But I do want lights that make it look good, you know what I'm saying? That will show off the layout. Like I said, when this was wired, I had it wired up to where I can shut one side off or one set off and have night runs and leave the front part of the room lit and the back part of the room dark. I was thinking of all this when I redone this room. And which, like I said, it took a year of procrastinating on how I wanted it, where I wanted things, how I was going to do things, like putting blocks in between each stud for the support of this. Every wall, even the outer wall that has the sliding barn door on it, is insulated. That's why it echoes. It's so soundproof. And until I get like pictures up on the wall, or even get the walls painted to get that seal in there, probably make it more soundproof. But I sat back here last night after everybody's show and watching Tom and everybody. I just sit back here in my chair and I was just like, wow, I'm here. I'm at that point that we're running trains. And it's not a big mess. Not a big mess at all. Now, when I start doing the center peninsula, yeah, that will be live from start to finish. No cuts, no editing, nothing. So the boo-boos I make, you'll see firsthand. Oh. Well, I did a boo-boo. Not here. I forgot to take my medicine. Be right back. I got to take my happy pills. Gotta love it. You gotta love it because nobody will. True. Oh. Oh. Ooh, that's nasty stuff. That inhaler, you got to Mm. You gotta inhale it, inhale, exhale, but then you gotta wash your mouth out because it will thrush. You all remember that when we was growing up, kids getting it? Whew. That'll get you going in the morning. That was pretty good. Tom couldn't find nothing to rant about last night. Everything kind of went his way. You want something to rant about? They're talking about gas prices hitting back up where they were $6 bucks. I said, when they do that again, we're going back to horse and buggy. That way, if the horse gives you a problem, you shoot it and you got your meals. Two birds with one stone. You get to use it for a little bit and then you get to eat it. But I got a question for you all. Now, I've seen guys take spray cans and spray their track. How do they clean it? Because that's an enamel that they're spraying. I want to know how they clean their switches, their track. John, I appreciate you coming in, bud. If you do an update, man, let us know and we'll jump. You know that. We jump like a frog. As my boss used to say, that's finer than a frog hair split 3 ways. I liked Alex Hensley. He was a good man. Well, here we go, gentlemen. I was doing this until, I took a break and did a movie with the wife. Spent some quality time with her. And then after the movie, I come back in here and I had this 2 lines done, but I didn't have this one done. And I brought the outer line down more towards this switch. And that way, well, like I said yesterday, I at least want to get that done. This area right here done. And I did. It took me till 9 o'clock last night, but it's done. I did a little bit of weathering on this one just to test it, test the waters. You know what I'm saying? Come on. And I also found out when you're using metal containers to hold your paint, don't set them on the track. That makes your train stop running. I found that out also last night, which was kind of funny. I'm running the train right now without sound, so I can hear myself think. Sam? But This is what I've done for the last 2 days. Paint track, replace ties. Paint track, replace ties. It's like when we was in the coal mines, we had underground rail. And everybody, I mean everybody wanted to drive that power car underneath, because it wasn't a train, you know, a normal train. It had the setup as a train as far as the wheels and everything go, but it was ran by electric. And you had to follow the switches, and you had to get out and throw switches underground. It was interesting. I miss it. I mean, everybody has that one job that they wish they could never retire from. That was mine. That was mine. That's one place I wish I could have retired from at the age of 90. It was that much. Good afternoon, Jetty. Thank you for stopping in, brother. Yeah, that was one job that I actually loved. Not because of the money. Oh yeah. 50% was the money. But the other part of it was the adrenaline rush. Wondering if you was going to come back out from underground. Now I had the mountain collapse on you. I mean, you're talking going right here. This would be a mountain. And drilling straight back into it. The mountain being up on top here. And drilling straight back into this mountain. 3, 4, 5 miles. As far as the coal seam would go. Farthest I've ever been underground is 2.6 miles under the mountain. And when you pillar, it's called pillaring. It's set up like a tic-tac-toe board underground, a big tic-tac-toe board. You got your lines running this way, and then you got your cuts running this way. Well, each one of them blocks is 20 feet by 20 feet by 20 feet. Okay, 20 feet wide, 20 feet long, 20 feet high, tall. On the average, some of them you'll get into an area that they're 20 by 20, but only 3 feet tall. You know, that's the coal seam, 3 feet. That's how high you walk or crawl. Well, when you pillar, they take out they take out the pillars. They're, you know, and you take out so many across, you move over, you take so many across, and this section that you've pillared will literally collapse on itself. We were pillaring over in Pineville, company I work for, and we did a section of pillars, and I was running what they call a buggy that carries the coal from where you're working at to the belt line, and you dump it on the belt line, then it goes outside. The section we pillared never collapsed. you know, and it was like, okay, we found some hard stone. So we moved down to the next 6. We did them 6, and we got to the last pillar. They've got what they call jacks. They will literally hold a mountain up underground. And when we moved them jacks, the whole road let loose at one time. Well, you know, if you go like this real fast, you got air that comes this way. Well, when you got a mountain that is collapsing on itself coming across, it picked my foreman up. It threw me and the other buggy driver about 20 feet down from where it collapsed. And when we turned around, his name was John, Big John. When we turned around, we couldn't see nothing but coal dust. And that's a special kind of crazy. I hear you, brother. When we turned around, we couldn't see nothing. All we seen was coal dust. The first thing we thought of, oh my God, they're dead. I mean, they're dead. And we found our hard hats and running lights. You wore a gas meter in case the natural gas got too bad. You know, you got an alarm that goes off. When the dust finally cleared, my foreman was thrown up against the miner head. Okay, now you gotta remember, a miner head has teeth on it about that big around, and they're probably about that long, and they're diamond tipped. They're set at an off weed. That way, when it grinds, it don't get clogged up. It threw him in between them. His upper thigh, and he hit it on the outside of his thigh. His inner thigh was black and blue, where it bruised him all the way through his body. And, you know, hey, dude, you need to go to the hospital. That's not right. You know, our supervisor, you know, he come in, check and see if everybody was okay. And we was telling him about our foreman, you know, hey, he needs to go to the hospital. He got thrown up against the miner head. And his inner leg, and I mean, dude, it was as black as this right here, where it threw him so hard. You know what my supervisor said? Can you work? Ask the dude that just got thrown up against the miner. You know, well, you're a foreman, you don't have to do nothing. Can you finish out the shift? Man, we jumped all over his ass. Well, when he went to the hospital, it shattered his that thigh bone right there. It shattered it, and it swelled so fast. The doctor said it had to swell instantly to where he didn't feel the pain of that bone being broke, or he was in shock. But once the EPA come in, OSHA, all of them come in, you know, because there was an accident. Once they cleared us to go back to work, it took us almost a week and a half to get the miner unstuck, the jacks unstuck, and my buggy. My buggy was completely buried. The only part that was not buried is where I would sit at on the side of it. Because what you're doing is you're driving around a conveyor belt with 4 wheels. That's all a buggy is a miniature or an oversized conveyor belt down the center, and you're sitting off to one side of it. But that whole buggy was completely buried except for where I would have been sitting. Big John's buggy destroyed. As far as I know, it's still underneath the mountain. It was that bad. I mean, that bad crushed. But luckily, we was moving the miner back, and it takes everybody to help in to do it fast because you're pulling cable that sets big around, 2 of them, and if it wasn't for us moving that, Big John would have been killed. To look at his buggy and see the damage done to it, there was no way he would have survived it. So it was a good thing that we was all out moving, doing a power move is what they call it. Because we'd have been hurt. Where I was when I got my time in, I become a supervisor or a foreman, and me and my supervisor, we was going over the plans for the night on what he wanted to get pillared or cut, how many sections he wanted to get done, how many tonnage he wanted to get out. And now they call in underground mining terms, the wall is called a rib, and the ceiling is called the top, and of course the bottom. We were sitting next to a rib, the wall, doing our morning, our morning because it's night shift, our morning rundown of what was going to happen. And as soon as me and him got up from where we were sitting at, that whole rib just said right down where we were standing at. Now what they do on that is, like, here would be the entrance to the mine, okay, where you take all your buggies in, your workers in, and everything like that. Over here to the side, running the same way that the main shaft does, is what they call an air intake vent. It is a propeller off of a Huey, I think they said, and they mount it inside of a metal cage that sucks air in, because you need something that strong to suck air, 2 miles in. When you have, every once in a while, you have to go through there because it's so dry, that air dries out that coal and the dirt and everything, that you got to make sure that air shaft is clean. Well, it could be 95 degrees outside, and when you go underground, it's 40 all the time. But if you go inside that air intake, it's like -10. And if you're, when you start out in the mines, you're considered a red hat. And you do wear a red cap, hard hat. And then once you have your 6 months in and your 180 hours in, you can take your test. And if you pass it, you become a black hat journeyman. You're only one step up from being a gopher. And that's mostly what a red hat is a gopher. He does every job that nobody else wants to. And that's how you prove yourself underground. Every man that is above you has done it. And if you think you're too good, then you're not a coal miner. I have stood in water that has come in from the mines, and it is considered the lowest part of the mines. And they set pumps in there that are probably 5 feet tall and about the size, a little bit smaller than a 55-gallon drum lid. And it sucks the water outside through a 8-inch line, which is coming out of the entrance. They'll have all your power will be on the right-hand side of the mine. All your outcoming water is on the left-hand side. And they'll pump that out into what they call ponds, sediment ponds. I have stood in water up to my chest. And I mean, I'm 5'9", and have to replace 12-inch water line or replace a pump. That's a bitch. Hey, replacing a pump in 30-degree water sucks. But we would get in there and do our job, get it done, pump the coal out, and walk outside and thank the Lord for letting us see another morning. Because we would go in at nighttime and come out 7 at night until 7 in the morning, 12-hour shifts. And what screwed me up in the mines is when you, it's a rubber mat. It's probably 3/4 of an inch thick, 54 inches wide. And when they run it to a conveyor, it bellies like this, like a conveyor belt does. But when a belt rips and they don't need no more of it, they just throw it off to the side. And when we move, when they do a power move, that's when you move all your junk with you out, you know what I'm saying? Well, you grab a pair of pliers, the channel lock pliers, and you grab it with that. That's the best way to carry any kind of a mat, is with a pair of pliers. Hello, Rick. Thank you for stopping in, brother. Me and a gentleman, we were stretching out a piece of belt that was 54 inches wide and maybe 25 feet long. And when I went to move it, I guess I wasn't holding my mouth right. And I pulled every ligament from here down. Gone. They said the reason it hurts so bad is if I'd have tore that ligament all the way off, it would have been what they call Popeye forearm. This muscle right here would have been sitting here. But where my ligaments stayed attached to the upper part, that's what did all the damage. And that's what made me lose feeling in my hands. Well, somebody can't feel something, you ain't worth snot. And I'm not the kind of a foreman that sits back and lets everybody else work. I was in there with them. You take this, excuse me, it's like a white powder, almost looks like concrete. On the top, everywhere. That powder keeps sparks down and it controls the moisture. Because there is, I don't care what, whatever you hear about mines and natural gases, that, there's no bull. As soon as they pop a hole in the side of the mountain, there's natural gas, especially down here in the hills. And I lost a bunch of friends in the mines because of the explosion. I mean, I've got to say something. I just sit here and realize something. I don't know if you all remember back in 2006, the Upper Big Branch mine disaster made national news. I lost 6 buddies in that. A week prior to that, I was being transferred from the Pineville mine over to the Upper Big Branch mine. Same company owned it. I had to do my weekend up at Pineville, and then the following week I was going to Upper Big Branch. But in that week that I was finishing over here in Pineville, that's when the explosion happened. It was due to one, falsifying information. What caused the spark is the belt line. You got pulley rollers like you see in a grocery store, how they ship groceries down that rack. Well, you got rollers about that big around holding that 54-inch mat up. And one of the bearings in one of them rollers overheated, and where they just tapped into a new cut, the natural gas that was in there, the methane, ignited from that bearing. It got that hot. But as far as what they said, MSHA found out that Blankenship was falsifying safety documents on the belt line, because you're talking one roller was almost $300. And if you got to go in and replace 50, 60 rollers a month, these rollers are good, they'll last another week. These rollers are good, they'll last another week. These rollers are good, they'll last another week. 6 months go by, they still haven't replaced that roller. Yes. Yeah, that's the only thing where I live. That's what makes this community run is coal mines. They when I'll find it too. I'll have to show y'all. When I worked in Pineville, we got a our pink slip. Not because we were screwing off or anything like that. The whole mine got a pink slip. And this is when Obama was in office, and his first act as president was shut down every coal mine in West Virginia. That was his goal. We was the first mine he shut down. And I've got a piece of paper in my file back there signed by Obama. It was a letter that they sent our company, and the secretary printed out 85 copies and gave it to us. He said, here, this is why you're losing your job. But after after a year of shutting down, say I own this mine, I own this mine, and it got closed. Okay, now I've got to wait a year to reopen that mine under a different name. That's how the union screwed us. We was a union mine, and the new owners that took it over didn't want union. So they shut the mine down for a year and renamed it and went non-union, which I don't care, you know. Union, non-union, you're working. You're coal miner. But some of that's like my wife goes, where do you go to the bathroom at? Well, I'm not going to lie to you, for the first 3 months, I held everything in until I hit outside. But when you really have to go and you're only an hour into your shift, you go into the return error and do your business, wipe your butt, whatever, underground. There's no porta johns, you know. You got 5 minutes to spare and you got to go to the bathroom, you better do it. My wife goes, ooh, you poop underground? Hey, it was no different than us peeing outside as a kid. The only difference is I'm 2.5 miles underground. But I do miss it. Man, do I miss him. I was bringing home close to $3,500 a week. And that's good money. I made $33 an hour when I was running the scoop. I made $45 an hour when I was running the miner. And that's another good incentive to make you become a coal miner. Coal miner, the money. They when you first start to mine, you know how you got to work 2 weeks to draw the first week. Well, I don't know how it worked, but there was like 4 of us. I guess it was an off week, but we got paid the week coming up, you know. And I opened up my paycheck, I about had a heart attack. My first paycheck under the mines was $4,700 in 1 week. $4,700 in 1 week. Now I'll tell you, that's a lot of hours. That's a lot of hard work right there. But when you cash that check, it's like, yeah, baby. And everybody thinks, oh, you're a disabled coal miner, you make the money. Yeah. Now maybe when I hit 62 or 65 or whatever it is. I'm only on I'm on disability, but I'm not full. I'm not taking everything out yet. Not until I hit 60. Was it 62 or 65 now? And then in the midst of being off work, my doctors told me that I have intermittent explosive disorder. I said, what in the heck is that? And that's it. that fuse that I was telling you about that everybody has that stops everybody from saying what they think. I don't have that. If I think it, I'll say it. A lot of a lot of people end up on the wrong end of it for some reason. So they got me on meds to keep my temperature down. And I said, they're not crazy pills. I don't call them crazy pills. I call them putting up with dumb shit. Because if you don't do dumb stuff, I don't have no reason to get mad. I'm not talking about you guys, but people in this area. They like to push buttons just to see how bad they are. Then you get these 65 to 70-year-old hillbilly drunks that think they're still 16. Now that's funny. That's hilarious. Watching 2 drunk hillbillies fight. I mean, I'm from the city. Don't get me wrong. Well, not the city. I was raised on a farm up in Akron, up outside of Akron, Ohio, and we had horses, cows, chickens, the whole 9 yards. There ain't nothing like, I'm used to hard work, but when I first come down here, everybody's they cruise. Nobody is in a hurry. No porta potties. They yeah, you walk over to the air intake and do your business and get back on your ride and go back to work. Poop as you go. It gives a new term, drop a load, when you're underground. It gives a whole new meaning. But it's a different atmosphere underground. It's just it's weird. It's fun, interesting, dangerous. Like I said, you go underground, you don't know if you're coming back out. Because in all reality, all that mountain has to do is go. You're gone. Literally take a deep breath and you're gone. Scary thought. But what I've gotten done, there's that file. Is yesterday, like I said, I went back. I didn't know what I was going to do with this one. Well, then we decided to make it as a holding track for empties, loaded, whatever. Oh, excuse me. Down here, down there, I evened out the tracks. And I switched. Instead of having the silos here and the building here, okay. I thank you for stopping in, Jerry. I appreciate you, brother. I switched it around. I put the silos up here and the building here because this is where everybody is going to enter, the parking lot. The main office is going to sit right here. And now I've got more room. I can put 3 box cars or 3 grain car or tankers on this side. Or grain, yeah. But I am pushing 2 hours. My Lord. How fun when you're watching paint dry. That's like I was telling the lady, I'm tired of watching glue dry. You watch so much glue dry and camera's about to move. I gotta switch my light to where I can see what I'm doing. Oh Lord. Because once you glue a track down, there's nothing really you can do until the track dries. And I tried multitasking, work on a section here and then go over there and want to make track and come back here. Nah. You get confused, you get bad track work. So I decided just to slow it down and do what I'm doing. Watching paint dry. But I figure if I can get this area done, you know, from here, from here, from where you see the engine at now, get everything caught up, paint wise, track walk, cleaning. You dare hit my engine. Ties replaced by, oh God, I knew I hit that switch. Why did you do that, Scott? Get everything done by Friday. You know, I'm talking about painting all this and getting all the tedious junk done like this. I have been working on my mountain over here. That's going to be for another day. Rocks ain't looking bad either. I gotta say, oh, I fell off my freaking ladder. One of my step stool. But they, if I can get all this done, get the tires replaced in here, here, and here, and here, where all the switches are on this line, and get it painted, and still working. With no shorts or delays or anything like that, I'd be doing good. But I'm gonna finish this right here and go eat lunch and see if any of my other brothers out there are running out videos and or live streams, and watch them while I eat my lunch, because you definitely don't want to see an old man eat lunch. Man, I can't believe it took me 2 hours to do that. Well, I replaced ties too. Replaced a lot of ties. Lee, I appreciate you stopping in, and I'll definitely see you on your streams and your updates and all that good stuff. But I'm gonna jump off here, get me something to eat, let this paint dry, and we will holler at you. If I do not see you all today again on a live stream, I will see you tomorrow at 12 Eastern Standard Time. And we're going to do this. We're going to try to do something with that. But I will holler at y'all later. Be safe. Have a good day. And be nice.